Welcome back to another episode of Uploaded and Unfiltered, the podcast in which I, your host, Jermaine, interviews another content creator in regards to their journey thus far. As always, this week I have a special guest, and before I get him on the mic, I'm going to give him a brief introduction, read his bio, and then we'll get him started on this conversation. My guest for the evening is Black Caesar, a dad of 3 from Sacramento, California. He is a cleaner by day and a gamer by night. With that, I cannot wait. I got so many questions. But before I start asking, let me get this man introduced to the podcast. Black Caesar, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, no problem at all. Before we even get, usually, and I know I just said this, I know I just went over to the show notes. We was going to jump into how you started. Mm-hmm. We'll wrap this into this too, but I want to know the origin story of your username as well.
Honestly, I was just spitballing just random names because I used to have a habit of changing my name a lot, whether it be on like my gamer tag or on social media. So I would just like randomly just be sitting here thinking of random names, and then pretty much I don't even know how I came up with Black Caesar, where that came from.
But that one just stuck?
Yeah, that one just stuck pretty much. I've gone through like so many different names, it's not even funny.
That is why I was always hesitant to change my gamer tag back in the day, like back in the Xbox day, because they charge you for it. And I'm like, you know what?
Oh my goodness, I used to hate that. I used to have to sit like, do I really want to change my name and spend the freaking $8? And then I'd be like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it, because I thought of a really cool one that I want to use.
That's awesome. I love that. All right, that was for my own curiosity. Let's go ahead and start where we should have started. How did you get started in content creation? What is your origin story?
It's been off and on since, well, mostly off since I want to say 2010. Mm-hmm. Back when Twitch was a lot smaller than what it is now.
Right.
And like I would watch people stream or watch YouTube, because I think around that time YouTube was more popular to put content on than streaming on Twitch.
Right.
So I would watch people's, commentary videos or whatever. And I would always say like, that'd be cool to do. But back then it was more expensive. Like the equipment that you needed was, upwards of like $200. So, but I don't remember the exact name of it, but I came across this one capture card that was like $75, and it pretty much came with everything that I needed. And I didn't need a PC. I can just use my laptop, just hook it up to my laptop and then to my 360. And it had all the editing software and everything on there. So I would say for about a year, I was putting videos on YouTube. I don't have that old channel, but I wish I did. I had some funny ones on it.
What happened to the channel?
I messed around and deleted it. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I stopped doing it because it started feeling like it was more like a job. Like talking to yourself is not very easy to do, especially if you want to put up like 10-minute videos. I was only doing 3-minute videos, and that was a struggle for me at times. So, and there was people putting out, 10, 15-minute videos. Like, whew, how do y'all do that? I'm struggling to get 3. So, and then I had stopped doing that. And then even with that capture card that I had, even though it was a low grade one, I think I was able to get it to stream on Twitch a couple times. I think the first game I streamed was Kingdoms of Amalur when that first came out. And then for a while I stopped up until PlayStation had it where you can just stream from your console. So then ever since then, it's just been off and on since then.
Okay. And typically when you're streaming, what games do you have a specific game, or are you going variety?
I mostly go variety.
Yeah.
Well, either, I guess you could say variety or shooter. I tend to like to stick towards games that are more, I don't want to say roguelike, but something that I can play and not necessarily have to worry about the story. Like Elden Ring is a good example. I like playing Remnant. Right now, I'm really into Space Marines 2. I'm trying to get better at that.
Assuming since you're trying to get better, you're enjoying your time with it so far?
What, Space Marines 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that game. That's probably my favorite game this year.
Oh, damn, really? Okay.
I mean, I haven't played a lot of new games this year, but of what I have played, Space Marines 2 is probably my favorite one. That's like the most fun that I am having on a game right now. Like the game feels to me at least, it feels like Gears of War without
Okay.
the cover system.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of vibe that I'm getting from it. So that's why I'm
Interesting.
really, really liking it because I used to love Gears back in the day. Well,
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3, not just that one can go burn in hell.
Man, when that game came out, I ignored the hell out of it.
Hmm.
All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and slide in since we're already kind of talking about your current content. Let's slide into the mindset piece. What is your thoughts on your current content output and where do you want to take your channel in, let's say, like the next 3 to 6 months? Or if you had an ideal for your channel heading in space, where would you take it?
Well, as far as putting out more content, I definitely can put out more, at least on TikTok. I'm just been lazy and I usually just post clips, like gameplay clips on TikTok. So I just gotta
Mm-hmm.
save them and then be able to upload them. But as far as Twitch, that I would love to be able to stream like on a consistent basis. But between
Mm-hmm.
work and my kids, I usually just stream when I can, which is sometimes at night or like today when I'm off. And on the rare occasion, both my kids that are not in school are, down for a nap. I can squeeze in a
Mm-hmm.
stream.
Right.
But usually that like those those are hard to come by because one will be asleep and then I'll get the other one down for a nap. And then the one that I just put down for a nap wakes back up. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But then there's times where like I can get them to like, chill for a little bit and not be too disruptive and I'll just, be able to push through a stream.
Right. Yeah, I don't think people realize the life of a parent when it comes to content creation because I remember when my little ones were like 1 and 3,
Mm-hmm.
I usually streamed at night. And if they woke up, like I'm out. Like, hey, stream is either going to get paused or it's done because I got to go handle the kids because my wife worked. Like we had a weird schedule. So I was a night parent and I loved it. It was great.
That's like for me, like when I'm streaming and then my son will wake up and I'm like, all right, 1 second, gotta go deal with him, get him situated.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit back down. 2 minutes later, he's fussing again, and I'm like, do I want to like push through or do I just want to like end it here?
Right.
So then, like for a while, it's like a good month. Like every stream that I was like, every time I was able to stream, I was only able to stream for like 20, 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I'm, having to stop and, deal with the kids.
Exactly. So, with that being said, I know for me, I kept doing the streaming because I mean I enjoyed it. But
Hmm.
what's your reason to push through it? Because a lot of people would be like, "No, I'm done. Like I'm not even gonna what? I can't even get the ball rolling. I'm not gonna try this." But what keeps you pushing?
Honestly, I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like streaming. I don't really care about like how many. Well, that's a lie. I mean, everyone wants views. I mean, let's just get that out there. Everyone
Right.
can say that they don't, but you do.
Uh
I mean,
huh.
if you didn't want views, you wouldn't stream. So, but for me,
Exactly.
like even if it's just one person, I'm totally fine with that. Like like when I go on Twitch, I'll type in the black hashtag for whatever game I want to watch, and I'll just scroll all the
Mm-hmm.
way to the bottom and find whoever has like 1, 2, or 0 views and hang out with them for a minute. But to answer your original question, I just enjoy it. I enjoy streaming. I
Yeah.
think it's fun. I mean, like I said before, the barrier for entry is little. I mean, anyone with a PlayStation or Xbox can really just press a button and just go live. And Twitch is
Right.
open 24/7. So whether you can get viewers from Asia, China, I mean, wherever, you know, there's always people out there willing to watch somebody.
Exactly. And I think to your point, having the mindset of if one person's watching me or 100 people's watching me, like I'm still engaged because like the aspect of streaming is the fun part.
Hmm.
Like, and that's gonna happen regardless of how many people's there.
I still struggle with the actual like talking part because I'm more of a quiet person, but I'm definitely getting better at just like, reacting to whatever I'm playing. And then when it comes to my kids,
Mm-hmm.
like with them, it usually depends on how much of an interruption that they're going to be. Like if my son is just,
Right.
if my son is just running around the room and like making noises, but not like, screaming and crying, I'll push through. But if
Mm-hmm.
he's, crying and something's wrong, then I'm like, all right, I gotta cut this.
Yeah, and that makes sense because like he's just enjoying himself, and like you can still have a stream at the same time.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on doing content with your kids?
I feel like as long as the adult is the one, moderating the channel, then go for it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's, no one's being hurt behind closed doors. I mean, I don't want to, go down that rabbit hole, but as long as no one's getting hurt and
Right, I hear you.
everyone's having fun, then have at it. I mean, there's plenty of channels out there with families playing games. My son watches some family. I don't know their name, but they play a lot of Roblox, Fortnite, and like Minecraft and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think having like now that you mentioned that, like I need to start looking into like family friendly streamers because I think that would be dope too. Because like my stream is not for my kids, but
Mm-hmm.
to bring something up that they can see like what a stream is and how the chat interacts and then giving them behind the scenes like this is actually how they doing that. I think that might actually be fun for them. So I need to start looking into that.
Yeah, now that we're talking about it, I haven't seen too many black family streamers. Like all the ones that my sons watch, I mean, I don't want to say can sound negative, but a lot of the ones that he watches are white. I haven't seen too many black family streamers. I definitely think that might be a lane that someone can definitely open up.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because I didn't even think they were family streamers, but now that you're mentioning it, yeah, a black family playing
Hmm.
Minecraft would be dope.
Like I know I follow couple people on Twitch that play with their kids, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not on the mic or on the camera. They'll have it'll
Gotcha.
be
That's
like if
like
they're playing Fortnite, it'll be split screen or whatever.
that makes sense. Somebody out there listening, make this happen. Make me some black family friendly streaming content. All right, let's switch gears a little bit here. I'm interested to know what type of lessons, if any, not that you needed to get a lesson out of it, but most of the time when you jump into something new or you've been doing something for a while, you get little pieces of gems that you wouldn't
Hmm.
have otherwise seen. So,
Hmm.
what kind of information or knowledge have you gained because you started creating content?
Honestly, the main one for me is just. I mean, this might sound cliche, but just do it. I mean, like we said before. I mean, anyone can make content. I mean, you have a phone,
Mm-hmm.
you have console. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody or doing anything illegal, make content. I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of opportunities and lanes that you can open up for yourself. I personally don't like the, content centered around the pranks or, making a fool of yourself. Like, that's
Yes.
the type of content that I'm not with. But if, this, I'm okay with some of the skits, but some of them are like, y'all are going a little too far.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say that I'm going to say for me, and I don't know if you feel this way. I think not the older that I get, but I'm 41. Holy shit. Am I 42? 41? Yeah, I'm 41. And there's just some content which is like, I don't fuck like, no,
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I definitely think it's because of not growing up with the internet.
Mm.
I mean, like, okay, we we grew up with it, but it wasn't like the main thing.
Yes, it wasn't like in our lives all the time.
Right. Like it was like before high school. Well, yeah, before high school, it was like a
Yeah.
secondary thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you didn't spend like all day on the internet. Shit, you had to fucking dial up, and then fucking grandma's calling. Now you got to get off because AOL kicked you off.
Yes. It's crazy to think about.
That it even goes with the music too. Like when you think about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like all the music that we hear now, you hear it now because we're getting it through the internet.
Yeah, that is true. Holy crap.
I mean, like think about it. I mean, not to say that a lot of these songs. I know we're going off on something random.
No,
A lot of
you're
these
good.
songs that we hear, not to say that they're not good, but I don't think back in, we'll just say 99, we probably wouldn't have heard half of these because they would have been on the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been the first single.
Yeah.
I definitely think the internet plays a part into how we consume our media nowadays.
Yeah. And we're like rapidly consuming it because it's so quick and readily accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't even think of that. Like, to your point, like when we were young, there was no all you can eat cartoon. Like we can instantly watch what we want to watch.
Right.
And now my kids have Disney Plus and Netflix, and they could just be like, I want to watch all of Lost. They wouldn't, but Lost just popped in my head for some reason. But they could binge watch an entire all of Family Matters, and then that's crazy.
Yeah. And then, like for us back in the day, it was you come home, your show's on at 3:00. If you miss it at 3:00, you got to wait till next Tuesday to watch it.
That is true.
And then when the season is over, they're just running reruns. And then it seems like it takes forever for the next season. Now, I mean, it still takes forever now, but it feels like it's longer because you binge watch it in, 2 days.
Yeah. All right. We are going to slide into we kind of did this already, but I always say this, knowledge is, you can never have enough of it. So for those who are scared to do anything, or just had the idea to stream, I know just starting, like, I know you said that was basic, but that's my favorite advice to anybody. Like, literally just start. Like, don't think too much about it. Don't like second guess it. Just start and see what happens.
When it comes to streaming, just hit the button and go live. And also, too, no matter what the game is, make sure it's a game that you personally enjoy.
Yes.
That's probably the best advice I can give. Now, I mean, of course, if you really enjoy playing Fortnite, then, have at it. But if you really enjoy freaking Disgaea 5, stream that to your heart content. And that'll, you might not get, hundreds of views, but you can definitely get a couple, and those ones will stick with you because they can see that you actually enjoy this game.
I think to piggyback on that, the people that you get, and this is from personal experience, I used to play a stupid amount of Apex, and I wasn't good, but I was entertaining. So it made up for me not being as good. The people that you get from that, like, yeah, a lot of people were watching, but as soon as I switched to another game, maybe 2 or 3 of those people stay. Like the people who were like, oh, I'm here for you, not just you playing Octane. Right. The relationships you build off of those smaller games, like a Disgaea or not that many people know about those games. So when they're searching for them and you're playing them, they're in there and they're like, yes, this is my peoples. I never played a Disgaea game, but because they always looked intimidating.
I wouldn't say they're intimidating. It's just a lot going on and it's very, very time consuming.
Yes, that part. You know what? That's what it is.
I wish I could sit and play one, but I have a hard time playing. I have a hard time playing turn-based RPGs on a console.
Gotcha.
It's not that I don't like them, but I would prefer it to be on a handheld. That way I can be doing that and, watching TV or whatever.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with that. That's why I did my freshman year of college, I played Final Fantasy X, and I brought my PlayStation everywhere on college campus. Like, between classes, I'd go over to my buddy. I'm like, y'all home? All right, I'm coming over. I need to play Final Fantasy. It was bad. I almost failed, but I didn't, and we're here now. So
I will say the one turn-based RPG that I do want to see it through is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yo,
I need to.
Yes,
need to find time to sit through that game. I've made so many characters, deleted so many characters. I get up to the elf village in the beginning, and then it's not that I don't want to continue. I just personally have a hard time finishing games. I'm trying to get better, but I just like playing everything. I'll just get like a random thought in my head, like, "Hey, I want to go play this game." Now I'm playing this that I've had for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that Steam catalog is a beast. Oh, that's funny. That's too real. I understand that completely. Let's go ahead and drop your socials. If the people want to check out where you do, what you do, where will they be headed to?
On TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, it is Black Caesar _. And same on Twitter. I know it's called X, but I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, we're fucking never calling it X.
Yeah.
All his socials will be in the show description of this episode. As always, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, Uploaded and Unfiltered. We do this every week. I try to have a guest every week. And if not, it's just be me talking about random stuff that's been going on in my life. It's all fun. It's all knowledge. The more we share our stories, I think the better off we will be. And those out there who think you can't do it, you can do it. Like, just start. People, thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all. And as always, protect your mental, keep creating content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.